We've got corruption, guys, big time. Breaking news, Senator Bob Menendez has been found guilty of 16 crimes, including bribery, extortion, fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy. What? I mean, this is huge. This is actually real crimes. This isn't paper. This isn't where did you put the expenses in the right category or not. I mean, this isn't an accountant error. This is actually corruption in the government. This is sort of like a Hunter Biden type crime, and that kind of, the big guy kind of crime. Let me just explain to you. Bob Hernandez, a Democrat, he's a senator, has been forever, guilty of taking bribes in cash, gold, and acting as Egypt's foreign agent. What? What is he thinking? U.S. Senator Bob Menendez was convicted of all charges yesterday in a sweeping corruption trial in which he was accused of accepting bribes of gold and cash from 3 New Jersey businessmen and acting as an agent for the Egyptian government. He's a senator. You can't be in a jury in Manhattan deliberated for parts of 3 days before finding the Democrat guilty of all 16 crimes, including bribery, extortion, fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy. Prosecutors said he abused the power of his office to protect allies from criminal investigations and enriched associates, including his wife, through acts that included meeting with Egyptian intelligence officials, softening his position toward the country as he speeded and its access to millions of dollars in U.S. military aid to Egypt. Bob Menendez is 70 years old, he's looking toward the jury at times. He appeared to mark a document in front of him as the verdict was read. Afterward, he sat resting his chin against his closed hands, his elbows on the table. He vowed to appeal as he left the courthouse. I've never violated my public oath, he said. I've never been anything but a patriot of my country and for my country. I have never, ever been a foreign agent, Menendez said before a collection of microphones before walking briskly to an awaiting car. Now, Menendez did not testify during this entire 9-week trial, but insisted publicly that he was only doing his job as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He said gold bars found in his New Jersey home by the FBI belonged to his wife, Nadine Menendez. She, too, has been charged, but her trial was postponed so she could recover from breast cancer surgery. She has pleaded not guilty. The verdict potentially dooms Bob Menendez's chances of winning re-election. As an independent, because he left the Democrat Party now that he got in so much of a mess. The trial's outcome prompted a chorus of Democrats to call on Menendez to just resign and leave, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, New Jersey's junior Senator Cory Booker, and the party's nominee to replace him, Andy Kim. In light of this guilty verdict, Senator Menendez must now do what is right for his constituents and for the Senate, for the nation. He needs to resign, said Chucky Schumer. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, who would appoint Menendez's replacement, urged the Senate to expel him if he doesn't resign. It's not clear whether Schumer wants to do that or if he's willing to hold these votes, because expulsion from the Senate requires 2/3 majority, and a senator has not been removed from the office in over 100 years. And that's part of the problem. Of all the corruption that goes on in Washington, of all of this incredible corruption that goes on in Washington, not one senator has been forced or thrown out of the Senate in over 100 years, and there's no term limits. So these guys wind up getting in office and sticking around for 30, 40, 50 plus years. We need term limits. I mean, we need term limits, probably worse in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. We already have term limits for the president. Why can't we have the same kind of term limits, 2 terms, in the Senate? I mean, it's the only way you're going to cut down on all this crazy corruption is you got to get these guys out of there.